Are you studying Indonesian? Do you like farts?
No? Macareno. No? Okay.
Then this is a perfect grammar lesson for you. The grammar of farts. Versi, Indonesia. But hati-hati with these sentences. There are some people who do not appreciate the sophisticated humor of farts. Pelajaran pertama. Word order. Word order is important in a language. When you change the order of words in a sentence, it can change the meaning of the sentence, or it can even become incomprehensible. Let's look at an example. Kentut ini bau. This fart stinks. But what happens if we switch the last two words? Kentut bau ini. Ini, or this, is always at the end of a phrase. So, this is not a complete sentence. It is just a phrase and it means this stinky fart. You could use this as a sentence starter. For example, if you were writing a story about a fart that smells, but it's not a complete sentence. Ini can be a subject on its own as well. For example, ini kentut bau. This is a stinky fart. In Indonesian, the word order of a subject is completely opposite to English. Likewise, the word order of an object. If you switched the order of the last two words, then instead of stinky describing the fart, we have the fart describing the stink. Bau kentut. This is a fart stench. Or, in other words, this smells like fart. Similarly, if you want to tell a story about a fart stench, you could use this as a sentence starter. Bau kentut ini. This fart stench. In spoken language, you can also change the intonation, which changes the meaning. Oh, bau kentut ini, which means fart stench is what this is. And finally, if you are describing different types of stenches, you might say bau ini kentut. This stench is a fart. Bau can act as a noun or an adjective, which makes all of these combinations possible. Other words can only be adjectives or describing words, so not all combinations work. But it is fun to play around with the word order to see what you will get. For example, ini kentut besar. This is a big fart. Kentut ini besar. This fart is big. Kentut besar ini. This big fart. Or, as another example, ini kentut toxic. This is a toxic fart. Kentut ini toxic. This fart is toxic. Kentut toxic ini. This toxic fart. Word order is also important when using pronouns. Remember, in Indonesian, if a pronoun goes after a noun, it makes it possessive. For example, saya kentut means I farted, whereas kentut saya means my fart. Don't forget, only put saya after a noun if you truly own the fart. Pelajaran kedua. Negation. You need to be really hati-hati when denying farts, especially in Indonesian. To say that you didn't fart, you need to say, saya tidak kentut. I didn't fart. This can also mean I don't fart. But in that sense, it can only be used by girls, because girls don't fart. Ever. This cannot be used to tell someone not to fart. The don't in I don't fart and the don't in don't fart are actually different don'ts. Jangan kentut means don't fart. Jangan is used as an instruction telling someone not to do something. Farts are very versatile. they can be either verbs or nouns. For example, a fart can be a thing or a doing word. In Indonesian, tidak negates verbs or adjectives, but bukan negates nouns. You need to be hati-hati when using bukan and tidak. For example, saya bukan kentut makes kentut into a thing, so it means I am not a fart. If you add in the word yang, it changes the meaning again. Saya bukan yang kentut. I am not the one who farted. Indonesian also has an awesome word, belum, which means not yet. So, saya belum kentut means I haven't farted yet. Finally, the word dilarang means is forbidden. This can be used for signs stating rules. For example, dilarang kentut. Farting is forbidden. Ask your teacher if you can put up a dilarang kentut sign in your classroom. But remember, you must follow the rules of the sign. Pelajaran ketiga. Affixation. Indonesian uses a lot of affixes to change the meaning of words. It has prefixes, which go at the beginning of a word, suffixes, which go at the end of a word, circumfixes, which go at the beginning and end of a word, and also reduplication. The m prefix goes at the start of a word, and it means actively trying to do something. The m prefix has a few different alternations depending on the first letter of the base word. For words that start with k, such as kentut, the m prefix takes the form of mung, and the k is deleted. The e suffix makes the object in the sentence a location. Thus, saya mengentuti dia means I actively tried to fart in his direction, or I farted on him. The d prefix is the opposite of m. It means was actively done something to. It's similar to the passive in English. For example, saya dikentuti dia means I was farted on by him. The ter prefix focuses on the resultant state of an action rather than the action itself. This means it often has the pragmatic reading of being unintentional or accidental, as is the case with kentut. For example, saya terkentut means, whoops, it just slipped out. Reduplication of verbs in Indonesian makes it into a repeated action. For example, saya terkentut-kentut means I farted repeatedly, or I just kept on farting and farting. Notice that this also has the ter prefix because no one repeatedly farts on purpose. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that it was more interesting for you to hear someone describe grammar on farts rather than fart on about grammar. Terima kasih. Sampai jumpa.
Por aquí no. Toca.